because it's a challenge. Marvellous.
Absolutely disgusting. What's right with it?
I do know what I'm not talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man who makes television viewers the length and breadth of Wales say, "Very Welsh is on, let's go out for a drink." Please put your hands together for the comedian whose career is a joke, Mr. Gary Trent!
Yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I've been looking up my ancestors. Not in the way you're thinking. And I've discovered that, give or take a cousin or two, I'm the Count of Cardiff. Oh, yes. And apart from my right to fine each of you 2 pigs for not standing up when I came into the room, which we'll leave for tonight, I also have the right of jus prima noctis. As Lord of the Manor, I am entitled to sleep with any virgin that I choose. So, any virgins in tonight? Just you, sir. OK, No, I'll waive the right. No, I insist on it. No, but, yeah, let's go over to Hugh Pugh now, quickly. Hugh. Hello, Hugh. Hello there, Hugh. Hello. Hugh?
What? Oh, it's you, is it?
Ah, come on, let's have a bit of respect. You're looking at the Count of Cardiff.
Count? You sure that's how they spelled it?
Well, I've been looking into your family tree as well. Matter of fact, it only goes back 2 generations. Not so much a tree, more your grandmother's bush, really.
You keep your nose out of my grandmother's bush. I don't like to think what's dangling off your tree. A lot of old fruits, I shouldn't wonder.
Yeah, all right. At the end of the day, Hugh, we're all descended from monkeys, aren't we? Let's face it.
You speak for yourself. My mother didn't hang around Bristol Zoo with a bottle of wine and a bunch of bananas.
Yeah, let's have the special report. What did that mean?
Devastation. Tragedy. Fishguard. But what caused this destruction? An earthquake? A hurricane? Or was it an act of God? No, it was in fact an act of Judy Finnigan, who has the digestive system of a hippopotamus and an arse like a windsock. And since last Friday, when she consumed a haddock vindaloo at the Vaj Indian restaurant, her terrible farts have been causing death and destruction, both on land and at sea, depending on which way she was pointing. Judy, what does it feel like when you let one go?
It's a shattering effect, really.
Yeah, shattering, all right.
But it makes you stop and listen, makes you tense for a moment or two, you know, until you realise what's happened. But
Aye, and what's usually happened is you've blown out a street full of windows.
Oh, it was pretty terrific the one we had yesterday. It shook the whole place. There was no getting away from it. All the dogs and the kids started screaming down our way with it. It was really a vicious one.
I think it's ridiculous.
They're pretty loud then.
Oh. Loud enough to frighten anybody. And children sleep. Well, frighten them out the wits.
like if it comes from the sky, you know, whoop, through the street about 4:45.
Did people panic at all?
Well, not much. We walked on, you know. But we thought it come from the sky. I don't know whether it did or no.
No. Judy Finnigan, that's where it came from. Even fellow celebrity Vanessa Feltz has been affected. Vanessa, Judy came down for a threesome with you and your boyfriend and dropped a big one on the landing. How do you feel about that?
Well, mad, of course, and everything is upside down.
Caused a lot of damage, did she?
You ought to go upstairs and see upstairs. It's wicked up there.
I decided not to go upstairs with Vanessa Feltz. Doesn't look the same without her makeup on, does she? Anyway, Judy Finnigan's farts are not just knocking down people's houses. They're also raising global warming. Single-handedly, or should I say single-arsedly, Judy Finnigan is raising the temperature by half a degree every time she cracks one off. At this rate, Fishguard will soon be like Rimini in Italy, wherever that is. Which will be great for tourism, but for one thing. The smell. I mean, would you want to spend a holiday somewhere that Judy Finnigan and just dropped her guts? It's bad enough for the people who are used to it, as Judy herself admits.
I think it's rather bad for people's nerves and myself. Well, so is everything else these days.
But even a cloud of stinking, rancid, smelly fart gas has a silver lining. Local celebrity Gerard Pillock is going to raise money for charity by seeing how long he can keep his head under Judy's duvet after she's let out a badger. Gerard, have you thought what it's going to be like under there?
It could be very dangerous, and yet on the other hand, it can be all right.
Whatever it is, Gerard, it's not going to be all right. Now, you're doing this to raise money for the RSPCA, the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cortical Abuse, a charity very close to your heart. But surely there are easier ways to raise money than this. I mean, why have you picked something so horrible?
Mainly because it's a challenge. First of all, it's a challenge for me.
Yeah?
And again, it's a personal challenge for me.
Nobody's arguing with that, Geraint. Good luck, mate. And good night. This is Hugh Pugh in Fishguard. Or should I say, the Windy City.
G'day. You ever stop to wonder why beetles are always rushing about? It's because they're workaholics, totally stressed out. So I've adapted an ancient Chinese therapy, acupuncture, to help beetles shake off the cares of the day. Well, this little fella has been like this for about an hour, so I'm going to take the pin out. And as you can see, he's totally relaxed. Well, tomorrow, I'm going to try yoga on this snail. G'day.
We interrupt this program to bring you a news flash. Sorry, flash. The Judy Finnigan situation has worsened dramatically in the last hour after she let out a rasper, then followed through with solid material. The jobby, which has overwhelmed most of Fishguard and is now on its way to Haverfordwest, was described by an eyewitness as indescribable. A nose witness said that it stank. An emergency sitting of Fishguard Council Environmental Disaster Committee, FCEDC, voted unanimously in favour of a motion to stop the movement. The chairman of the committee, Mayor of Fishguard, Mr. Kenny Twat, said the cost to the environment was incalculable, but would probably be around £15. This is Hugh Pugh in Fishguard.
Yep. Sorry, I just wanted to catch today's episode of Mrs. Thomas and her car. Yeah, no, it won't take long, Sorry, just... Oh. Well, bit of a cliffhanger today. Right, where were we? Oh, yeah, moving on, yeah. Philosophers like to ask, is the glass half empty, or is it half full? Don't make any difference, man. Somebody else's point. Right, let's have a commercial break.
Fact. Global warming is actually happening. Fact. Every every time you drive your car, you make it worse. Fact, you're a stupid, thoughtless bastard. So what's the answer? The Gwilym Envirovan's the answer. Sustainable, safe, but above all, stylish. The Gwilym Envirovan doesn't just turn corners, it turns heads as well. And on a full tank of straw, the Envirovan has a range of nearly 500 yards. So it's ideal for those journeys where it would be more sensible to walk. Save the world today. Get a Gwilym Envirovan tomorrow.
Welcome back. Well, tonight, unusually, ladies and gentlemen, we've actually got a celebrity in the audience. He's the coxswain of the Abergavenny lifeboat, and he's won 17 commendations for bravery, and his life is about to be filmed as a Hollywood movie. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Bowen. Welcome, Dan. There he is. Yes, welcome, Dan. It's an honour to have you here with us. You're a man, he's a man who regularly puts to sea in a Force 18 gale, going out to some ship that's sinking. Dan, how does it feel to pull off 25 sailors and come back into port with a lifeboat full of seamen? Modest. You're too modest. You're too modest, Dan. So talk us through what happens when the maroon goes up. I don't actually know what a maroon is, but at least we know what colour it is. I know you drop everything, not in the way you're thinking. No, it doesn't matter what you're doing, and I understand you're a doctor in your normal life. You might be resuscitating someone who's just had a heart attack. It doesn't matter. You have to leave them and go out to sea because saving lives is more important than saving lives. So what's the first thing that goes through your head, Dan? Oh, strong silent type, you see. And in the movie, I understand that Russell Crowe is going to be playing... He's going to have to build himself up a bit, isn't he, to match your stature. But good luck to Russell. Have you got any advice for Russell? Too modest even for that. Thank you very much, Dan. Dan Bowen, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. Fine man. Pleasure to have him in the studio, not in the way you're thinking. Moving on, moving on.
G'day. I don't mind blue bottles in the kitchen, but some people don't like them, so here's a surefire way of getting the blue bottle out of the kitchen without harming the little fella. I'll spare your blushes.
Flies and blue bottles are attracted to anything that smells really strong, which is why Dave here never washes his knob.
And there he is, little fella. Huh. Well, that's a nice little tip for you, and a nice little tip for him. And not so little either.
No, I don't. I've heard of a bloke trapping his knob in his fly, but never a bloke trapping a fly with his knob.
What do you mean, mate?
Nothing, really.
Hello. How do you cope with death? Well, no, if it's someone close to you like your own wife, what do? I had a wank. And I felt better after that. Talking of having a wank, I recently discovered a porn magazine I hadn't seen before. Country Life. And he got as far as page 2, man, it was disgusting. Horses, dogs, one bloke was doing something to a fish. Took it back and changed it for the one I usually get. Men of Harlech only. Bit of decent Welsh pornography, yeah. But I kept thinking about my wife. When she was alive, the bed was always warm. She was incontinent. And there were those evenings when we'd just relax at home. I'd put my feet up. It was a bit of a struggle, but I could usually get them both in. And I remember how she loved biscuits. Loved biscuits, she did. And how the crumbs would always get under my foreskin. I can't look at a hobnob anymore. So I decided to do myself in. But it's not easy. Oh, no. Now, I'd read about people in foreign countries being stoned to death, which isn't a bad way to go if you can get hold of the marijuana, which I couldn't. So I threw myself off the end of the pier. The wrong end, unfortunately. Grazed my knee and got dog shit all over my trousers. Then I went home and I thought, right, sleeping pills, that would do it. Useless, useless. I was asleep before I could take enough to kill myself. Oh, I'm still alive, but I don't know what life is all about anymore. I suppose ultimately the bottom line is a brown mark on the lavatory seat. Good night. My bloody teeth are in that man. My teeth.
Hello. A baby that was scared stiff by a crocodile under the bed is being treated at St. Sardine's Hospital, Fishguard. A nurse who told the baby not to be so silly and that there aren't any crocodiles under the bed was bitten by a crocodile under the bed. The official launch of the new Fishguard lifeboat was cancelled today because they couldn't get it out of the shed.
Come on, bastard. Come on, man.
Oh, steady, steady.
Come on, man.
Oh, nearly there.
Mayor of Fishguard, Mr. Kenny Twat, asked local sailors if they wouldn't mind getting into difficulties somewhere else for a while. Shirley Bassey was in Fishguard today to sing at a charity concert raising funds for Moggy, the organisation dedicated to saving tigers in Tiger Bay. Fans were delighted to see that the singer's looking younger than ever, although their chronic dandruff hasn't cleared up at all. The reports that drug smugglers are smuggling heroin into Fishguard under their foreskins have been dismissed as poppycock by customs officers. And finally, the Duke of Edinburgh came to Fishguard today and wished he hadn't when he got caught up in one of Judy Finnigan's farts.
My bleeding head's been blown off.
The Duke, who lost his hat in the blast, said it smelled so bad he nearly lost his lunch as well. If the Duke of Edinburgh had thrown up, I suppose that would have been the Puke of Edinburgh, wouldn't it? Good night.
Well, there we are. That's all we've got time for this evening. But before we go, earlier on in the show, we featured Dan Bowen, the lifeboat man. And I'm sorry to say that that wasn't Dan Bowen. That was an imposter. Yes, in fact, it wasn't even a man. It was something else. Because the real Dan Bowen is sitting over there. Of course, you see, he's not there. He's out saving lives on the high seas, not sitting in a warm television studio pretending to be a hero. Oh, no, there he is. Ah. Hello, Dan. Yes, there he is. Yes, Dan Bowen, back from saving more sailors from going to the bottom. Not in the way you're thinking. Good night. Good night! Hello. Welcome back to part 2. 9! No, I've done it wrong. Bugger.
Flies and blowbottles are attracted to anything that smells. That swirls.
Sorry, I'll do that again.
That smells.
Oh, he's forgetting his lines now.
What I was going to... Oh.
And good day.
Yes. No, you see, the sound man's only got 2 rings, which is 1 more than most people, admittedly.
Stop to wonder why Beatles are always in such a hurry. It's because they're workaholics, totally stressed out. So I've adapted, I'm going to start again, to help Beatles get rid of the stress of the day. No, I'm sorry. I'll go one more time. No, that was wrong. If you could not look at your watch before the take, Alan, it's still doesn't cost me do that. Just out the corner of my eye.
We pick it up in both hands.
Come on, boy. Back to me, boy. That's it. That's it. Good boy. Good boy. Release. Good boy. Well, you've got a bit of competition there, mate. No, this is for him, mate. It's not your bone. Here we go. You ready, boy? You ready? You ready? No funny business. Has this dog been neutered?
Ah, it was going so well.
Ah.
Father Christmas is with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. Nice to see you, Santa.
It's a female.
Santa's come early this year, not in the way you're...
I think you said the wrong thing there, mate. Well, it's a female. 2 years old. Lives in an oak tree.
Come on, keep it clean now, keep it clean. You know, it's a family show. No, it isn't.